This is chapter 14 of The Lake. 14. Kayla isn't my biggest fan right now. Yesterday she thought I was being crazy and obsessive. It's clear from the silent treatment I got this morning before she left for breakfast that she still does. She stomped around her tiny room getting ready, making as much noise as possible, letting me know that she's not happy with my Lillian theories. Kayla doesn't want there to be anything wrong, so she pretends everything is fine. I don't want there to be anything wrong either, but we can't ignore a creepy note. Esme, Cora whispers as I leave the cabin. She runs towards me from the staff cabin. Her eyebrows are pulled together like she's stressing. What's wrong? Come here, she beckons me, waving one hand in circles like she's about to take off. I jog toward her. She instantly spins and runs toward whatever she wants to show me. Cora, what are we? The words die on my tongue. Painted on the back of the staff cabin is, "The lake never forgets." My mouth parts and my fingers curl into my palms. An ice-cold chill ripples down my spine. First the note, now this. I shake my head, willing the message to change, but I haven't read it wrong. Who could have done this? I ask. I know we're all pranking each other, but if one of the campers managed to get out of their cabin and do this, we have a big problem, Kayla says. Yeah, I agree. This wasn't one of the kids. Should I get Andy? I ask. Cora's shoulders sink. We have to tell him. He's going to be angry, and he's going to want to keep this under wraps. I clear my throat. Right, the campers don't come around the back of the staff cabin. It's too out of the way, so if we don't make it public knowledge, we either catch the culprit when he or she mentions it, or the rest of the campers go home unaware of what happened. Cora smiles. You're good at this, Esme. Thanks. You go get Andy. I'll get some cleaning supplies and paint so we can remove this crap. Whoever it is, they get points for creepiness. The lake never forgets. How much trouble could Kayla and I even get into over something that happened 10 years ago? I don't want anything to go wrong for us, but maybe it should. Karma could definitely be coming for us. Esme? I jolt. Sorry, I'll go get Andy. What if Lillian was hurt worse than we thought? What if she didn't get up in time and was burned? Or worse? Shut up, Esme. I run around the cabin and jog into the food hall. Rebecca almost bumps into me. Sorry, she says, laughing and stepping back. Me too. I scan the hall. Have you seen Andy? He left a minute ago. Is everything okay? You look pale. I'm so not okay. I pull on her hand. Come with me. We need to find Andy. Huh? Rebecca dashes after me. This sounds a little ominous. It's more than a little. Officially intrigued. Andy, I call. He's standing by one of the boys' cabins, digging his foot into a floorboard. A creaky one, maybe. He's very big on keeping the camp in top condition despite his age. He looks up. Everything okay? Isn't he like 30? Could you come with us for a minute, please? Of course. Where are we going? Rebecca asks. They follow me around the food hall to the back of the staff cabin. Cora found something. Andy's eyes tighten in alarm. What the? He says, his jaw hits the ground. I saw this about 5 minutes ago, Cora says. She already has a bucket of soapy water and 3 sponges. Will that even work? There's a tin of brown wood paint and a brush. So I guess we'll be painting over the graffiti if it doesn't wash off. Who would do this? One of the kids thinks they're funny, Rebecca says, shaking her head. Yeah, only problem with that theory is the writing is at my height. A kid could have reached up to do it, but the natural way to graffiti is at your own height. Could this have been done by one of the counselors or CITs? But who? And why? The person in the forest watching us hike and removing flags? Or maybe... Nope, not going there. Andy takes his phone out. I'll get a photo and then we'll clean it off. He snaps a picture and slides his phone back into his pocket. The campers will be outside soon, and I need to get the canoes ready. The campers will be outside soon. I need to get the canoes ready. Esme and Rebecca, do you think you could take care of this? Cora and I will need to be on the lake with the campers. I nod, and Rebecca says, sure. As soon as Andy and Cora leave, muttering about what's happened and who could have done it, I dunk a sponge into the water. This is insane, I say, dragging the soggy sponge across the first letter. The metallic taste in my mouth makes me gag. I drop my head so Rebecca can't see my reaction. I'll look like a crazy person if I panic over a little graffiti, or a guilty one. Yeah, I know we're all in for the pranks now, but I don't know. Maybe this is too far. Do you think? She asks. I really do. Why do you think that it would be written here? I ask. It's not like it's out in the open for all to see. I want someone else's thoughts on this, someone who will give me all the reasonable explanations for why a camper had done this. Rebecca shrugs, scrubbing with all her force at the letter R at the other end. It doesn't come off. Maybe they don't need it on display. They're pranking us and we're pranking them. No reason for them to need all the other campers to see. Yeah, that makes sense. It actually does. Campers are pranking us, not each other. Why say the lake never forgets? What does that even mean? Her pale eyes cut sideways at me. Why do you think it means something, Esme? I scrub harder, the sponge almost writing against some of the rougher parts of wood. I don't know, it just seems like an odd thing to say. We're at a lake. Right, I reply. I haven't forgotten about the massive oval of water I walk around every day. Rebecca glances at me and then back at the writing, then back at me again. What? I ask, my stomach lurching. Huh? I can tell you want to say something. She sighs. Are you okay? Your reactions. Esme, are you worried about this? Do you think it's more than a prank? I don't know, I whisper. There are a lot of dots here, and I'm not sure whether I'm trying to force them to connect. I dunk the useless sponge. What do you think about this? I think one of the campers likes horror. What about the fact that this was written at adult height, I ask. Rebecca stills. What? The writing is at our height. The campers are shorter, so wouldn't this be a little lower down if it was one of them? Hey, maybe that's how we find out who did it. Maybe it's one of the taller ones? I shrug one shoulder. Could be. What's your theory? I don't have one, I lie. I know we're not really close yet, but I would like to change that. You can talk to me, Esme. Rebecca said that she doesn't have friends. No one to talk to, and here I am closing up on her. That can't feel good after years of being bullied. Totally, I'd like that. Hey, I think it was someone who wrote this, I tell her. Hey, I think it was someone else who wrote this, I tell her. Someone else? Yeah, like someone from town. It just doesn't add up. Why would someone working for the camp want to remove flags and get us lost? Ava thought she saw someone in the woods when we were hiking. Really? There was no one there when Cora and I looked. Cora said it was just the trees. But you don't think it was a tree? I dunked the sponge again, getting frustrated. I mean, it could have been, but then the trail was tampered with, and now this? Who else have you told, Rebecca asks. No one, I say, not wanting to drag Kayla into this. They will probably think I'm crazy. I have the tendency to overthink. My mom is the same. Anytime I'm late, she calls, worried something has happened to me. At least she cares. I'm lucky. So, do you think I'm crazy? I bite my lip in anticipation of her reply. Sometimes I think I'm crazy. I don't think you're crazy at all. I can see how you got there. Do you think I could be right? It's not impossible. But, I prompt, wanting the rest. But why would someone do all of that? I shrug. Good question. That I can answer. I don't think this is going to come off, I say, exasperated. We decide to cover it with 3 thick coats of paint, and that does the trick. It's not perfect, but at least the words aren't visible. I wish they would just disappear. As we walk away, Rebecca turns to me. Hey, maybe Andy has annoyed someone. He comes to camp early from what I overheard. He spends a lot of time in town. Really? Her eyes glow. Uh-huh. Maybe he slept with someone's wife. Nasty. She guesses again. Maybe he offended the whole town, calling them hicks or something? Or maybe this has nothing to do with Andy and everything to do with Kayla and me.